good thing about Impunity here is that they have a lot of momentum on their side. They're just going to run at you, and the draft is one of those drafts that they don't have to be worried about sitting back and farming. They have so much momentum on their side. You're talking about Kaja pops up at level 4. He's going to be a bit of a problem from level 1 get-go. He's going to be being on that mage. I don't think they need a hard tank at all. They just need someone that can go very bursty to follow with the Divine Judgment. The moment that Kaja goes in, you know, you have this Zaz that's going to be able to split push from the get-go, and he's going to be a bit of a problem for Xplr as well when that team fight pops off. To follow that up, they also have a very strong frontliner in Uranus, which kind of backs up the fact that I mentioned that they don't need a really hard tank to begin with. So that is Impunity's mindset, right? They just want to burst the lineup of Xplr. They recognize the fact that Xplr has quite a squishy lineup, other than the Popo and Koopa, which needs a bit of time to start building those tanky items in. So it's all about momentum on the side of mpl-ph, whereas for Xplr, I think they are just inviting a fight coming in from Impunity. They know that Impunity is going to run at them. They pick up heroes that are able to fight backwards. You have this Popo and Koopa, you have the Lunox that's able to burst down the Uranus. They don't really have to be worried too much about the Kaja. Only the carry has to be worried about it, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, if and only if the Popo and Koopa is able to open up the map for Xplr, then that might not be an issue there.
Impunity. You know, I always had it's my version of
Save
them.
your words. I know it's a tough draft to break down.
Yeah.
I know it's a tough draft because I'm just looking at it.
It's kind of like gimmicky, you know, but their gimmicks make it work sometimes. You know, even for Ramis, you know. I really want to see what they have got in mind for this game, as we got take away playing as the Rafaela, immediately just jumping into Xplr's lineup, trying to deny the opponent's jungle just by a little bit, but or rather not exactly deny, just trying to get a glimpse of where everyone else is, understand how the map is rotating on. They definitely have got information that Dora is heading up top to kind of harass Soren for a little bit. But in terms of the laning potential coming from top and bottom, who do you think have gotten themselves with some, how do I say this, an advantage?
I think Xplr does have a bit of the advantage in terms of having the Paquito in lane. Like we all know, once you pick up the Paquito, that's a lane 1 from the start, right? From minute 1, you know you're not going to be able to out-damage that Paquito, so that Uranus is just going to have to hang on for his dear life at the bottom lane for at least a good 5 to 10 minutes. So that is where Xplr can look to bully that Uranus. Meanwhile, you have a very interesting matchup at the top lane, which is the Zask against the Chang'e. So I think that is going to be a little bit more even. You know, Chang'e don't really have to put himself in front, but we might see a catch come down here. It depends on whether Monchichi is able to get the oof on it, and yes, they do, but Rum has to support the rest of the team. It's Tekaway coming from the backside. Rum will have to use that flicker to get out of trouble, and here comes Grandeur. Oh, the ultimate comes in, dropping very low, but look at Bento still wanting for more. They will have to back off, though, with Impunity. Oh, this is such a close game. I mean, just looking at that, both teams not really walking away with it, but Bento going in for the 1-2 punch will secure the gold buff for himself.
Not too big of a deal for the Sun and Explorer. It does seem like Impunity, they understood that Explorer is trying to go for a rotation down to the bottom lane. Unfortunately, everything has been foiled as the main core of Impunity decided to head down south and ensure that their fellow friends is alive for the next few minutes or so. Down bottom, once again, Bento, he's putting up quite a big amount of aggression on the side of Rum. He can stack up a little bit more onto his passive and then pop a flicker, and that should be an easy kill. I'm just waiting for the side, I'm just waiting for Paquito to get a single kill down onto Uranus, and from that point onwards, we can expect quite a bit.
Yeah, and well, to be fair, I feel like Bento is a bit of a timer here. He knows that he can bully this Uranus, but only for so long. Once the Uranus gets the Enchanted Talisman in, once he gets a bit more sustained with the Oracle, he's going to be a beast to take down. And the side of Explorer, other than, you know, other than carry, they don't really have someone that can burst him down. Yes, you do have Pebbles on the Lunox, but you know, Rum is just going to focus on split pushing, so you really need to keep the Uranus in check. And not only mentioned, they also don't have anyone can catch. Speaking about catch, Tekaway coming from the backside. We do see Reminiscent using the ultimate. They break Dora down, and it is going to be the first blood going the way of Impunity SG. And looks like Impunity, they're not backing down. They want more, but they will settle for the kill on the Popo.
That's a big burst of damage from the Death Sonata that Reminiscent managed to pull into the sea. So I'm actually very surprised that Death Sonata dealt so much damage to Dora, actually.
Yeah, they didn't even need the Karja's pool to begin with. Like, they didn't need the Karja to commit with the Divine Justice, and this is what's so scary about Impunity SG's draft, is they have hard-hitting heroes, not only on the front line, but on the back as well. That, you know, that first pick on the Granger kind of shows why Impunity SG want to lock him down. Because they know that Explorer's draft as of now, I mean, they didn't know that Explorer would draft the way they would, but, you know, having a Granger means that Explorer has to commit to diving on him. If not, he's just going to do damage from the back line.
And an eye for an eye. Impunity SG and Xplr had decided to trade their respective turrets. One in the top, one in the bottom, and that is going to be a nice balance in between to split the map. Well, completely horizontally, as Explorer loses top, well, they kind of win the opponent's jungle. So it depends on who decides to play a little bit more aggressively, then that's going to decide how the mid game is going to work out. But looking at how it is, Rum, I believe that he has picked up the Enchanted Talisman already. He should be more than ready. Bento goes in for the double knockout strike. Not going to do that much. He did burst down Rum as well as Miku, but not enough to get the kill, while Dora finishes off Miku on over to the other side. Dora's going to be the next one in line, slowly poked down to death, allowing Reminiscent to pick himself a double kill. It's not over just yet, though. It does seem like they are dying for more as they push down. They are trying to get more dominating control over to the mid lane.
And this is why I mentioned at the start. I felt like it was a draft that's too close to call, but then Explorer, you know, going for the carry, not exactly working out just yet, but here from the instant replay, we see Bento coming in from the bottom, tries to do a double knockup. The team tries to follow, but Karja instantly snaps someone into place, and, well, Miku goes down eventually, but the battle was already won for Impunity. And look at Dora, he just left the fence for himself. Raibi can't really find an angle to go in, and just like that, Explorer, they take a huge beating. Not only that, they lose the turtle as well, so that is a double win for Impunity.
In the meantime, down in the bottom lane, Bento is punching the heck out of Uranus, but none of them is going to go straight down just yet. Impunity focuses all of their firepower onto a single entity, and that is going to be the turret. So all two turrets in the first tier has been destroyed, and I'm pretty sure that they are looking for the first tier down in the bottom lane to bring down as well. But it is not going to be easy, as their adversary is going to be Bento. He's going to pack quite a big of punch, pun intended, but they have instantaneously rotated down, or rather up to the middle lane. Lunox almost getting caught out, but the power of the Order Brilliance allows him to get away pretty darn quickly. So 2 ultimates pop, power Order Brilliance, as well as the Meteor Shower. That is going to be one of the main 2 conditions that Impunity has ticked out, and they can engage against this turtle without too big of a deal because, well, Meteor Shower's gone.
Yeah, she here looking to secure turtle, but they have to commit into the fight. Here we go, Uranus taking right on top of them. The Zaz will pop the ultimate as well. That minion, oh, look at the damage down all the way onto the Koopa. But then again, they've already lost 2 members. Same goes for Explorer, but Impunity, they know the fight has already been won. And once again, just edging slightly above Explorer by taking away the buff. And this is what I mean by Impunity's draft. They intend to just run Explorer. They don't want to just, you know, sit around and wait for Explorer to scale up with that carry. They want to quickly just run this game to the ground. You know, every single time they can look for a fight, they will go looking for it, right? You saw them hurtling around the bottom lane, looking to scale the tier 1 turret. The moment the carry, Lunox, and the Popo showed themselves in mid, they forgo that plan, immediately went to the mid because that's their objective. They want to pick team fights. They want to engage into Explorer's draft.
And itemizations-wise, Bento already gotten himself with that. Oh, okay, we're just gonna hold that thought for a little bit as Rum, that is rocking on the Dreadnought armor as well. Okay, now he's pretty much dead. Or, what? Okay!
That took so much of Explorer. They were on the run, but Rum. This is what I mean. The time has come for Uranus to take over the game. He has been bullied by Bento on the bottom side. But look at this. Now Impunity wrapping around from their own jungle, and now Explorer just taken out in a second. Dora, the tank, more like, I have nowhere to go with that. I didn't know where I was going with that. I apologize. But Dora just immediately got blew up.
tank or I can't think of any way to segue into that as well. And even if I can, it is not broadcast friendly.
Yeah, it's definitely not. So let's just stay PG for now. But Impunity actually looking to take a little bit more control onto the tier 2s on top side. It will secure the turret. Xplr once again. Ryby forced to use the meteor showers to clear up the lane. Not exactly what they want to be doing. You know, you want to save these huge ultimates for team fights. And as it stands, Xplr constantly having to fight on the back foot. Well, I did mention about this, right? Xplr, their draft is all about fighting backwards. They want Impunity to run at them and then try to do damage while retreating. But that doesn't really fit onto how Bento will fit into that draft, because Bento's constantly trying to look for the backline, but when you have all 5 members of Impunity running at you, where is the backline? There is no backline. Everyone's a front line at this point.
It's not gonna be easy at all. That is really not gonna be easy. The amount of control that Impunity has got on the board, they are starting to suffocate against the side of Xplr. Ram, he's all the way up in front, and every second he's just regenerating. He's not even afraid of anything at all. Picking up the Oracle, the Brute Force Breastplate, the Dreadnought armor. He's not... He can just be the frontline tank. Instead of Dora that where he can't tank, you know, Ram definitely can.
Now, once again, no NOD to be spotted yet on the side of Xplr, and there's a bit of an issue, right? The only person that has some sort of a, you know, some sort of a anti-healing.
I think he's going for he's going for NOD next for Ryby.
Yeah,
so
but Bento does have a bit of an anti-healing on his side, but that is as much as you can go. And you know, for the side of Xplr, like, that's not really the hero that you want anti-healing to be on. You want it to be on the Chang'e because you want to hit them in an AoE spell. But here comes Impunity with the Lord. They're trying to secure this tier 3 in the middle.
Not that big of a deal. It does seem like we do have the Meteor Shower Calamity being popped out by Ryby. Just going to be pushing everyone else away. But unfortunately, it is going to be a very big push. We do have the turret itself, the miniature turret that Soren is able to bring out. The Lord itself is going to go straight down. Execration from Ram is not going to do quite much, but it's going to give him quite a bit of survivability. But speaking of survivability, Monchichi is not able to survive from the Death Sonata. The Reminiscent is able to push out. From this point on, it is just bullying. Impunity SG, they move themselves up top. Now they're going to move themselves down south. They have managed to destroy every single one of the inhibitor turret with no problems at all. And this is going to be a barren wasteland that we are looking from the Explorer's base. Takeaway and Ram, they are going to be the one that's just going to be on the front lines, and they are still pretty darn healthy because we're talking about Rafaela after all. Stunned is the Pebble. He's not going to be breaking out into brilliance. He's not going to be getting himself away. But despite all of it all, Impunity SG takes away game number 1 against Explorer.
Yeah, very smart draft coming in from Impunity. They had the Faramis banned away, but they're like, you know what? Not a problem.
Doesn't matter.
We're gonna pick up the Zas. That's exactly the same thing. Gains control in the AoE. We're gonna run at you time and time again. Every single time the carry shows her face in lane, we will hunt her down.
It's basically aerial denial, right? Because for Ramis, whenever you drop your graveyard, right, you pretty much tell your opponent, you should stop fighting us, you should retreat and try to reset. It's kind of the same thing for Zask, right? When he brings down his turret, he's got control of the entire area, and it's the same thing. You should not fight us here and now until my ultimate is over. The same thing applies. It's got good poke, good magical damage, but the utility is slightly a little bit different, you know. For Faramis, you can go all out aggressive as Impunity, but for Soren playing as the Zask, you're more of turtling onto the turret and waiting for Explorer to come at you.
Yeah, the issue with fighting against Impunity SG's draft is that you leave any of the side laners for a good amount of time,